Hey there, if you're looking for a dog trainer here in the Indian land area, you know it can feel like a pretty big task. Well, don't worry, we're going to walk through everything you need to know so you can make a really confident choice for you and your best friend. And let's be real, this is about so much more than just sit and stay. It's about being able to actually enjoy your life together. Picturing those calm, relaxing walks on the greenway, or not having to hold your breath when someone knocks on the front door. That's the real prize. All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about what makes training in Indian land a little unique. Then we'll get into the different training methods out there, and I'll show you exactly how to vet a professional. After that, we'll cover the practical stuff, programs, local costs, and some local rules and resources you'll definitely want to know about. So, first step, why even make a big deal about finding a local trainer? Well, because our community has its own character, its own unique situations, and a good local trainer just gets it. A few things to know about Indian land. We're an unincorporated community, which means all our local rules actually come from Lancaster County. And you know how it is here? It's a real mix of suburban neighborhoods and more open rural spaces. A great trainer understands the difference between practicing on a quiet street versus navigating a busy road like US 521. They can build a plan that works for your actual everyday life. Okay, moving on to what is honestly the most important piece of this whole puzzle, a trainer's philosophy. This is the foundation for absolutely everything they do. You're going to hear the term positive reinforcement a lot, and for good reason. It's the modern, humane, and science-backed way to train. Put simply, it just means you reward the behaviors you want to see more of. This makes learning fun and makes your dog want to work with you. It teaches them how to think and make good choices instead of just being afraid of making a mistake. And you can really see the difference laid out here. The modern reward-based approach is all about building trust. The old-school way often relied on fear or intimidation to just stop a behavior. That approach can really damage your relationship with your dog, and sometimes it can even create brand new problems. So yeah, the choice is pretty clear. So what are you trying to accomplish? Maybe you just need the basics, like sit, stay, and walking nicely on a leash. Or you've got a new puppy and you're in the thick of potty training and socialization. Or maybe you need help with some bigger challenges, like fearfulness or reacting to other dogs on walks. Whatever it is, there's a training focus for you. Now that you know what kind of training philosophy to look for, how do you find the right person? Let's talk about how to actually evaluate a trainer. It's really a simple two-step process. First, you're going to look at their credentials, and second, you're going to ask some very specific and very important questions. Now, all those letters after a trainer's name might look like alphabet soup, but they do matter. They show that a trainer has invested in their education and is committed to professional standards. For general obedience, certifications like CPDT-KA are great. But if you're dealing with more serious issues, like severe anxiety or reactivity, you'll want to find someone with a more advanced certification, like a certified dog behavior consultant. Okay. Now it's your turn to do the interviewing. During your first chat, you absolutely have to ask these questions. Find out about their philosophy, their credentials, and if they create a custom plan for your dog, not just some cookie-cutter program. You also want to know how they track progress and if they'll work with your vet. Their answers will tell you almost everything you need to know. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the different types of programs you'll find and what they generally cost right here in the Indian land area. So you've pretty much got three main options. Group classes are fantastic for socialization and learning to work around other dogs. Private lessons are perfect for that one-on-one attention, especially for behaviors that happen at home. And then there's board and train, which is a very intensive, immersive option for bigger challenges or for owners with really busy schedules. And now for the big question, what's this going to cost? This table gives you a pretty good idea of the typical price ranges in our area. A series of group classes might be a couple $100s. While a single private lesson will be less than that. As you can see, a full board and train program is a much bigger investment. This should give you a good ballpark idea for your budget. Finally, let's bring this all together and talk about being a good canine citizen. Because really, good training and responsible ownership just go hand in hand. So here are just a few key Lancaster County rules to keep on your radar. The big one is the leash law. Your dog has to be on a leash anytime you're off your property. You're also required to have both a state rabies tag and a separate Lancaster County tag on your dog's collar. And yep, that thing about excessive barking, good training can definitely help with that and keep your neighbors happy. And once you've learned some new skills, you gotta get out and practice them. The Bark Park at Andrew Jackson State Park is a fantastic spot for working on off-leash recall. The Greenway is, of course, just perfect for mastering those leash skills with tons of real-world distractions. And if you're feeling really confident, taking a stroll through a dog-friendly area like Baxter Village is the ultimate test of good public manners. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. This whole process, it's about more than just teaching commands. It's about building a real partnership that makes every single part of your life here that much better. We really hope this guide gives you the confidence to find the right training partner for you and your dog. A well-trained companion makes everything better, from a quiet evening at home, to enjoying a walk through your neighborhood, to a fun day out at one of our beautiful local parks. Happy training!